I was deploying overseas in 12 hours. I kissed her goodbye, told her I'd write every day. 3 months into my tour, I got a DM from a stranger. Check your security cameras. I watched my best friend walk into my home. He was wearing my hoodie. She said, "He'll never come back whole. Why wait?" When I returned, she was gone. But what I found in our safety deposit box made me plan something she never saw coming. I'm from Spokane, Washington. Grew up with the kind of values people roll their eyes at now. Loyalty. Duty. Keep your promises. I never thought those things would turn around and bite me. I joined the Army right after high school. Did my first tour at 20. When I met Becca, I was 27 and thinking about getting out. She worked at a nonprofit helping veterans get jobs. Said she admired the kind of man I was. Thought I had honor. We started dating. A year later, she moved into my place. It wasn't big. Just a 2-bedroom off Division Street, but it felt like home because she was there. She decorated the living room, cooked these huge dinners on Sundays, called it our reset day. We had a routine. Laughed a lot. I trusted her. I proposed on Mount Spokane, right after the first snow. She cried. Said yes. We set a date for the following year. Then I got called back up. This deployment wasn't like the others. We were going into a zone where things were already breaking apart. I couldn't say much, but I knew I'd be gone for close to a year, maybe more. I told her as soon as I got the orders. She didn't cry that time. Just nodded and said, "We'll make it work." Like always. 12 hours before I left, we had dinner. She wore my Army hoodie. The gray one with a little tear in the sleeve. After we ate, I pulled her close, kissed her on the forehead, and told her I'd write every day. She looked up at me and said, "I'll be here when you get back." I believed her. 3 months into my deployment, I stuck to my promise. Every damn day. Wrote her emails when I could. Sent letters, even though the mail took weeks. I told her about the weather, the guys, the weird food. I kept things light so she wouldn't worry. She replied at first. Called me her rock. Told me the house felt empty but she was proud of me. Then, after the second month, her messages started getting shorter. One line here. Busy at work. Exhausted, going to bed early. Talk soon. I didn't think much of it. Figured she was stressed. Until that night. We were coming back from a 16-hour mission. I hadn't eaten. My legs were shaking. I got to my bunk and saw a message request on Instagram. No name. No profile picture. Just a DM that said, "Check your security cameras." I froze. Thought it was a prank. But something about the way it was written didn't feel random. I had 2 indoor cams at the house. One at the front door, one in the living room. Installed them before I left for Becca's safety. I opened the app and pulled up the saved clips. Most of them were empty, door opening, lights flicking on and off. Until I hit one labeled 2:13 a.m. There he was. Tyler. He used to be my best friend. We grew up 2 blocks apart. Played football together. He was the guy I told everything to. When my mom died, he stayed with me for a week straight. When I got engaged, he cried and said he was honored to be my best man. And now he was walking into my house, wearing my hoodie. He looked around like he belonged there. Walked straight to the fridge, grabbed a beer, sat down on the couch. A few minutes later, Becca came into the room, wearing pajama shorts and a tank top. She sat next to him. Laughed. Then I heard her say it. "He'll never come back whole. Why wait?" Tyler didn't say anything. He just leaned in and kissed her. I threw my phone across the room. Smashed against the wall. One of the guys saw me and asked if I was okay. I told him I had food poisoning. I didn't sleep that night. Or the next. Coming home, I spent the rest of that deployment like a ghost. I kept it together for the team, but inside I was already gone. I stopped writing her. She didn't notice. When the tour ended, I flew into Seattle, then took the bus back to Spokane. No one was waiting. No text. No. I miss you. I stood outside the house for a while. It looked smaller than I remembered. Weeds in the yard. Paint chipping. I walked in and it felt cold. Half the furniture was missing. The bookshelf was gone. The bed was stripped bare. Her toothbrush wasn't in the holder. There was a note on the counter. I'm sorry. Things changed. Tyler helped me see that I need someone who's present. I hope one day you'll forgive me. No phone number. No apology. Just gone. I sat on the floor for hours. Didn't move. Then I remembered the safety deposit box. Becca insisted I put everything important in there before I left. She said it was for peace of mind. I didn't argue. The next morning, I went to the bank. Opened the box. My dog tags. Letters. Extra keys. A copy of my will. And one envelope. My name on the front, in her handwriting. Inside were printed plane tickets. Spokane to Fort Lauderdale. Dated 3 weeks after I deployed. Passenger names, Rebecca and Miller and Tyler Granger. There was a second slip. A receipt for a diamond ring. Tyler's name on the order. I just sat there, staring at it all. That's when the pain turned into something sharper. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I didn't punch walls. I just made a decision. I was going to ruin them both. After I left the bank, I went straight home and packed a duffel. I had nothing keeping me in Spokane anymore. No job waiting, no family around, no real friends left. I emptied the rest of the house, locked the door, and left it cold, just like they'd left me. I didn't want revenge that would make me feel better for a day. I wanted something that would stick to them forever. I had to know where they went first. I already had Fort Lauderdale from the tickets. But I needed more than that. Tyler was easy. He was still using the same email he'd used since high school. He was lazy like that. I guessed his new password in 4 tries. He'd changed it to Becca 2022. Made me sick. His inbox gave me everything I needed. New address. Online job info. Some sloppy love emails between him and Becca. She signed them. Your real home. Like I'd been just a pit stop. They moved into a beach condo with white walls and a view of the water. It wasn't anything fancy, but it was theirs. I read every email. I watched them play house through his calendar. Yoga dates. Happy hour. Boat tours. They didn't deserve that life. Not after what they'd done. So I flew to Florida. I didn't go as myself. I changed my look. Shorter beard, darker clothes, started wearing glasses. I moved into a furnished apartment 8 minutes from their place. Paid cash. Told the landlord my name was Mark Dalton. The contractor job I picked up gave me flexible hours. I spent my days watching. First from a distance. I'd see Becca walk out of their building in yoga pants, talking loud on the phone. I watched Tyler carry their groceries, kiss her cheek, act like he earned that life. Then I started getting closer. I went to her yoga studio one morning. Sat in the back row. Watched her run the class, smile like nothing ever happened. When she walked past me, I held my breath. She didn't recognize me. The next day, I made a new online profile. Different name, different face. I followed the studio's Instagram. Started commenting on her posts, complimenting her energy. The way she lifted people up. She replied. That's how I became Jake. Jake messaged her every few days. Always polite, never too forward. Said he was new in town, looking for places to unwind. She invited him to a community yoga event. I went, of course. Wore sunglasses, a hat, kept my distance. Watched her laugh and pose for pictures. A week later she'd met Jake. You seem like a safe guy. It made me laugh. I started studying their routine. Friday nights, they always went to a bar called Marlowe's. Tyler drank whiskey. Becca always ordered mojitos. The bartender was a redhead named Alyssa. She flirted with Tyler when Becca wasn't looking. So I gave that a push. I made a fake profile and messaged Alyssa. Told her Tyler had been texting other women. Sent screenshots I doctored. One said, "Wish you were in my bed, not Becca." Signed with his name. Next time I watched them at the bar, Alyssa barely made eye contact. Tyler got drunk. He got sloppy. Becca stormed out alone. That was the first crack. Becca liked attention. Always did. I remembered that about her. So I created a fake female profile and had her flirt with Tyler on LinkedIn. Just light stuff at first, compliments, some messages about his job. Then I added more. Becca found the messages. I know because I watched her confront him outside their building. Her voice was loud enough for the neighbors to peek out their windows. "You said I was your future." She threw something at him, maybe her phone. He tried to calm her down, but she wasn't having it. She walked away. He stayed on the sidewalk looking like a kicked dog. A month passed. Becca was still talking to Jake. She didn't know Jake was the same man she promised to marry before running off with my best friend. She called Jake. Refreshing. Said she didn't feel judged. She asked to meet him? I said yes. We met at a coffee shop near the beach. I wore a baseball cap, changed my posture, my voice. She didn't see me for who I was. She told Jake everything. Said her ex was a good man once, but war changed him. That he stopped being present. That she made a mistake, but it was complicated. She didn't say my name. Not once. Like I never existed. She asked Jake if he believed in second chances. I said, "Sometimes the past needs to be dealt with before you can move forward." She called that deep. We saw each other again. And again. She kissed me on the third meeting. I let her. Tyler found out. I made sure of it. I left a hotel receipt with Jake's name in their mailbox. Printed photos of us sitting close at the bar. Slid them under their door. Tyler lost it. I watched them scream at each other from the hallway security cam I hacked into. He called her a cheating liar. She told him he wasn't worth staying loyal to. 2 days later, she moved into a friend's place. Tyler stayed at the condo. I wasn't done. I used Tyler's old login to his job portal. Logged in from his account. Messed with his schedule. Sent angry emails to his boss. It triggered an HR complaint. He was put on unpaid leave while they investigated. Then I reported their condo as being illegally rented. Said they were subletting it under the table. Sent emails with screenshots to the HOA. 2 weeks later, Tyler got an eviction notice. He tried crashing at Becca's friend's place. She didn't let him. They were both couch hopping. Broken. Isolated. Blaming each other. And Jake? Jake ghosted her. She messaged him nonstop. Called him. The only one who saw the real me. Said she was ready to start over. I ignored her. Then I sent her one final message. From my real account. I came back whole. You just didn't wait long enough. After I sent that message, I didn't touch my phone for a full day. I just sat in silence, staring out at the ocean from my apartment balcony. I thought I'd feel something, relief maybe. Or pride. But it was just quiet. Heavy. Then my phone started buzzing. First one missed call. Then another. Then a text. I don't understand. Is this a joke? Then, please just tell me if it's really you. She knew. But I didn't answer. I waited 3 more days. Then I mailed her a flash drive. No return address. Just her name, typed on the envelope. On the flash drive, the full security cam clip of Tyler walking into our house. Him in my hoodie. Her saying, "He'll never come back whole." I added a folder labeled, "Your New Life." Inside, screenshots of every fake profile I used. Photos of her and Jake, together. Hotel receipts. The bar pictures. Everything. Proof that I'd been there. Watching. Planning. I left one final note inside the folder. This is what it feels like to be used. To trust someone with your soul, and watch them sell it for comfort. You taught me that. She stopped posting after that. Deleted her yoga account. Shut down her social media. I checked with someone I knew from the studio. She quit without warning. Said she needed to find herself. Tyler? I still wasn't done with him. I created a dating profile using photos of him I found online. Made it real charming. Put his real number and his job title. I matched him with half the county. Made him sound like a guy looking for adventurous fun, while being recently out of a controlling relationship. He got bombarded. I know because I kept the fake profiles active. Girls would message back saying, "Why did you ghost me?" Or, "Weren't you the guy who said you wanted kids?" Then I went further. I emailed his job's HR team again. This time with screenshots from the fake dating profile, implying he was using his work laptop to set up hookups. His boss responded to their concern with a formal letter about professional conduct and reputation. He was let go 2 weeks later. Becca reached out to my sister. I didn't think she would. They weren't close, but my sister always liked her. Said Becca was warm. She called her in tears, asking if I was okay. Said she was scared. That she felt like she was being followed. That she hadn't slept in days. My sister told her the truth. He doesn't hate you. He just finally saw who you really were. Becca cried. Said she made a mistake. But she didn't apologize. Not really. Not once did she say, "I was wrong." She just said she was scared. They both took something from me, my trust, my home, my time, my pride. And they did it without hesitation. But I still had one final card to play. And it had Becca's name on it. 6 months after she left me, I opened the one thing Becca forgot about. Her old laptop. She used to keep it at the house. She said it was her personal journal. That it had old photos, her playlists, notes from before we met. I never touched it. But after everything that happened, I found it boxed up in the attic behind her holiday decorations. Still had the sticker on it from her favorite yoga retreat in Oregon. I charged it up. No password. I clicked through folders. Vacation photos. Old yoga routines. Nothing important. Then I found a folder called Voice Notes. There were 47 files. I clicked the first one. Her voice. Calm. Talking about how she wasn't sure she loved him anymore. Talking about me. He's a good man, but he's too heavy. It's like he brings war home with him. I don't want to carry that. I listened to every single file. One every night. Some were about me. Others were about Tyler. She talked about how Tyler wasn't sharp, but he made her laugh. She admitted to cheating before I ever deployed. Said she only stayed with me until I got the call. When he got deployed, it felt like a sign. Like life was saying, "You're free now." That's when I knew she hadn't just made a mistake. She planned it. Becca had lied on her yoga instructor certifications. I found a folder of fake documents she used to get licensed in Florida. Used someone else's continuing education hours. Same name, different middle initial. I knew someone who worked at the Florida State Licensing Board. We'd served together in Iraq. I sent the folder. Asked him to verify. 2 weeks later, her license was flagged. Then revoked. She was banned from teaching yoga anywhere in the state. I didn't stop there. Remember that resort in Florida she went to with Tyler? I booked a trip there under her name using the credit card that was still linked to a shared emergency account. She forgot to remove herself. I trashed the hotel room. Bottles everywhere. Broke a mirror. Smoked cigars inside. The charge hit her credit. She tried to dispute it. The resort sent back video footage of her ID at check-in. She looked confused in the security cam stills. Like a ghost was haunting her. And in a way, one was. After losing his job, Tyler started applying at entry-level ID places. He listed me, his friend Matt, as a reference. I answered every call. I told each one the same thing. He's not reliable. Left our last company in a mess. He didn't get a single offer. He tried driving for Uber for a while. Until I filed a complaint saying he'd been harassing female passengers. 2 of my fake accounts backed it up. He got deactivated in 3 days. He moved back to Portland with his mom. That's where I sent him a final package. Inside, a copy of the security cam footage. The hotel receipts. A handwritten note. You didn't just take my fiancé. You stole my peace. So I took everything that made you feel like a man. She tried rebuilding. Moved to Tampa. Worked front desk at a gym. But word got around. Someone had posted her revoked license documents on Yelp and Google reviews for every studio she applied to. That wasn't me. That was karma doing its job. She emailed me one last time. Said she was going to start over in a new state. That she hoped I found peace. I didn't answer. Because the truth is, I wasn't at peace. Not yet. I knew I couldn't keep living like this. Watching. Stalking. Plotting. It had consumed me. So I did something I never thought I would. I walked into the VA and signed up for a therapy program. I told the counselor everything. From the betrayal to the revenge. The catfishing. The jobs I ruined. The lies I lived in. He didn't judge me. Just said, "You survived a war. But what broke you happened at home." That hit me. I spent the next 8 months rebuilding. Quietly. No social media. No new women. No drinking. Just work and therapy. Becca is now in New Mexico. Working retail. Quiet. Alone. Her name doesn't show up on any wellness retreats or yoga directories anymore. She lives in a small studio apartment with a month-to-month lease. She posts sometimes, quotes about regrowth and healing. Tyler still lives with his mom. He plays video games all day and leaves angry comments on Reddit threads about fake friends and manipulative women. And me? I stayed in Florida. Got a dog. Found work in veteran outreach. I still have scars, both from war and from them. But now they remind me what I survived. Sometimes people say revenge doesn't heal. They're right. But it does make things fair. And after what they did, fairness was the best I could ask for.